What the real catalyst was just a season of bad things that happened in my life. A breakup, an unexpected pregnancy with my
Mhm.
my first son, the loss of a career that I had before because the entire industry in the mortgage industry, kind of fell apart a bunch of years ago. Starting a new business with having no income coming in
Mm.
and a baby on the way, and then going to a diet mainly of pizza. And
Oh,
so
wow.
when I started this business, I was like, I'm eating a two boxes of pizza a day, probably 3 times a week, lunch and
Wow.
dinner, was, one at lunch, one at dinner, and, causing this internal inflammation response that I wasn't aware that was happening. I knew something was happening. I could feel a mess happening in my body, but I just thought, hey, I'm a world-class athlete. I heal. I'm better than everybody else. And it's not true. Our bodies kind of heal along the same as everybody else's, minor variances in that
Mhm.
healing. But yeah, it came to, it was right right as my first son was being born, I just started noticing a lot of things were going wrong.
And so during that time, Daniel, like, what would you say used to work for you that suddenly didn't anymore?
Nothing worked for me. Like honestly, like I didn't have any regimen. Like I just thought that I'll put whatever into my mouth, my body will sort it out,
Mhm.
and I'll just go on being the great athlete that I was, movement, physical abilities, things like that. Mental health, was also, I didn't realize how impacted that can be from poor food choices. Um, but yeah, I didn't really have any regimen before, and now I have a very strong relationship with food and supplementation, and know them inside out and all the molecular pathways that they go down to help with the healing process.
So in that season, what would you say probably, like, surprised you the most about midlife for you?
Oh, man, the tough thing, this is the interesting thing. At midlife is when my whole personality changed because of the disease.
Okay.
So I literally became a completely different person where I was jovial and fun and a little goofy and, just a good time to be around, to just being kind of an ornery, cranky, angry at times
Uh-huh.
person. And that wasn't the age that did it, because I'm kind of turning back into that person again as I become healthier and healthier and healthier.